Greetings to everybody. I am Tanzil and I belong to class 8 of Senthil Public School. Do you all know why the National Mathematics Day is celebrated? It is a day of celebration honoring the mathematical genius Srinivasa Ramanujan. Its main objective is to raise awareness among the people about the importance of mathematics in the development of humanity. Now let us see about the biography of Srinivasa Ramanujan. The only man to find formulas before their methods were computer, the man who knew infinity. It's none other than the divine Srinivasa Ramanujan. Born into poverty on 22nd December 1887, namely the National Mathematics Day. His father was a clerk at a saree shop and his mother was a housewife. He was born in the city of Kumbakonam in Erode. He started his miracles just on the age of 10 by getting the best district marks in English and arithmetic. He mastered advanced trigonometry just by 13 and many more awards, merits and certificates during his teenage. He was first introduced to theorems from a book of applied mathematics in the age of 16. It contained more than 5,000 theorems. He then ran away from his home to study at Pachayappa's College in Madras. He focused so hard on mathematics that he failed in other subjects even though he knew them very well. His life's turning point was in 1913 when he wrote to G.H. Hardy, a mathematician in Cambridge. He wrote about his research and his problems. Surprisingly, G.H. Hardy replied that he should come to England immediately. Ramanujan regretted and refused to it because of his religious customs. But at last he accepted and arrived at Cambridge. There he dedicated his whole time on researching maths at Cambridge. In 1917, he was even elected as a fellow member of Royal Society. The tragedy was showing its symptoms. He was unfortunately affected by hepatic amoebiasis. He returned home and yet he worked, writing down his formulas and theorems until his death on 26 April 1920. He had contributed so much theorems to mathematics, such as the Riemann series, infinity series of pi and fraction, elliptic integrals, and equations of zeta theta functions. His most important mathematical contribution were his notebook that he had wrote during his last few days. It had been hidden for more than 60 years, and it was when it was found he became truly and divine greatest mathematician. The last notebook had theorems that led to the understanding of black holes, and with his tool, physicists today are able to explore what the universe is made up of, and they all wished if Ramanujan could have lived a little longer to give us infinity and the way to the universe. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Tamilvani. Now I am going to tell a number 1729. This number seems to be ordinary and simple, but this is a special number. This number is known as Hardy Ramanujan number or taxicab number. Now let us see why 1729 is called a special number through a story. Once Ramanujan fell ill very badly and he was given treatment in London. Hardy decided to visit him, so he booked a cab. Hardy always have a habit of noticing the taxi number, so he notices the number 1729. Then he reached the hospital. Then he inquires about Ramanujan's health. Ramanujan said that he was fine. Then Hardy and Ramanujan discusses about this number. Hardy said that this number is just an ordinary number, but Ramanujan said that no Hardy, this is not an ordinary number, but this is a special number. Hardy thought it about a minute for why Ramanujan is saying that 1729 is a special number. Then Ramanujan said that 1729 is the smallest number that can be expressed as the sum of two positive cubes. So 1729 can be written as 1 plus 1728, which is equal to 1 cube plus 12 cube, and 1000 plus 729, which is equal to 10 cube plus 9 cube. So these are the two ways. Thank you.
Good morning all, I am Lakshita Saka of class 8B. I am here to make you understand about this Ramanujan's puzzle, and this title we call this question as infinite nested radical. It was named by himself, and this question is this only. For now, let's assume this question mark as x, and it is equal to square root 1 plus 2, under that one more square root 1 plus 3, under that one more 1 plus dot dot. We need to find what will come next here. And first we need to find the meaning of what the title is all about. So we need to find infinite means we all know that infinite means forever and forever, it's not going to end. So that's called as infinite. Nested means mathematically, according to this question, nested means square root under a square root under a square root. That's what we call as nested. Radical means if I have this symbol, we have this symbol. This is what we call as radical symbol. And if I put any example number in it, we call it as radicand, and this whole term we call it as radical. This is what we call as radical. Now we know the meaning. Now let's start solving. But first of all, we no need to solve this question. It's already solved, but we need to find what comes next. So if you do by a calculator or any program, you will get this x or this question mark is always equal to this 3. This 3 only it will always be equal to. Using this we are going to see what the number will come next. So it is equal to 9. So this 3 we can also write it as square root of 9. And again we can write this 9 as 1 plus 8. Right. So we can write also like 1 plus 8. Which we can also, one more time we can spread it like 1 plus 2 into 4. We can also write like this, right? So next we can also expand this as 1 plus 2, and this 4 we can also write it like square root of 16. Now I think so you can understand what is nested. And now then we can see, we can further spread it like 16, 1 plus 2 under the square root 1 plus 15. So 15 plus 1 we get 16. So we separated it furthermore, and again I am separating it like 1 plus 2, again 1 plus 3 into 5. So 3 into 5 15. So I spreaded this also. Now again 1 plus 2, 1 plus 3, and this 5 I can also write it as the square root of 25. So I can write it like that also. And now next I can further separate it like 1 plus 2 under square root, we write 1 plus 3, one more 1 plus 4 into 6. So 4 into 6 we get 24. And the reason why I have multiplied 24 because 24 plus 1 we get 25. Okay, so I multiplied it like that. And again we can do it like 1 plus 2, 1 plus 3, 1 plus 4 under one more, and we can write it as 36 because we can also rewrite it as the root of 36. So finally we can write it like this: 1 plus 2, 1 plus 3, under one more 1 plus 4, and under one more 1 plus dot dot. So we found that 4 will come the next, and another it will go infinite. That's why we call this question as infinite. How we can prove that it will go infinite means, if we see these roots we see 25, 36, all will be the square roots of perfect squares. So if it goes like this, then it is infinite. We cannot stop it. It goes infinite, infinite and infinite. We can do whatever we can. We can do more and more. and that's why we call this infinite nested radical. Radical nested radical because of this square roots, and we call this infinite nested radical. These four, but I have proven this only by the method of numerically. But Ramanujan proved this using both methods, numerically and algebraically. So we thank to our scientists for giving a complicated question and tricking our brain. Thank you once again. Once again, I say a very happy Ramanujan Day. Let's celebrate the great scientist Ramanujan. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.
Welcome you all. I myself Sri Ramar from class 6F Senthil Public School, Salem. Today I am going to talk about awards of mathematician. The first is Archimedes got an award for cone section in 18th century. Next, Srinivasa Ramanujan, who got an award for number theory in 20th century. Next, Rene Descartes got an award for geometry shapes in 17th century. Next is Aryabhata got an award for field of mathematics in 18th century. Next, Pascal got an award for Pascal triangle in 18th century. Next, Gauss, who got an award for mathematician, principle of mathematician in 18th century. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity. triangles, 2 small triangles, 1 medium triangle, 1 parallelogram, and 1 square. The first diagram is airplane. Airplane is ready. Our next diagram is a man running. A man running is ready. It's a cat. Cat is ready. Last and final diagram is man on the horse. Man on the horse is ready. Thank you for watching my video.
Hello everybody, I am Ovia, here to say a trick to find anybody's birthday. Think of a birthday number. Multiply it by 2. Add plus 5 to it. Now multiply the total into 50. After getting the total, you add the number of your birthday month. For example, if it is January 1, like so. And with the last step is that to subtract 250 from the answer you get. Now you would have got a 3-digit or a 4-digit number. The last 2 digits is the month of your birthday and the remaining digits are the date of your birthday. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Oh my god, these sums are so difficult. Grandma, why do we need math in our life?
Ananya, don't think it is difficult. Mathematics is the very essential subject in our life.
Is it?
Maths is called the queen of sciences. We need it. Without mathematics, we can't do anything in the life. In every way of life, just like purchasing things and getting something done by other people, building a structure, and even small purchases and small activities. Without maths, you can't do anything at all. So
In your teaching career, you would have come across thousands of students. Can you share any interesting incident about one particular student?
of course, I can do. In my 36 years of experience, I can even now I remember the name Ranganathan, who studied in Tirupur Government High School, and he was a very small young boy, but he is much afraid of mathematics. In the first bench he would sit, but he is just like a mouse sitting in a corner of the room. He was very much afraid of me as well as mathematics. I found out he was the only person who was very weak in my section. I wanted everybody to get a pass at least. And some of the students are there who are very much interested in maths and who get usually sent up. But this boy, I was afraid that he would fail. So I wanted to check about his nature and the method of studying, and I wanted to know the cause for his fear and everything. Then one full day I was thinking about him one day, then I found out an idea. I decided to put a drama. Next day when the class began, I called him by his name. Ranganathan, come here, get me 2 pieces of chalk. He was much afraid. Ma'am, he was telling. Then I said, you are Ranganathan? I asked you to bring some chalk piece for me. Okay. Then he ran down and he got 2 pieces of chalk to me. He said also that there was already one chocolate. Okay, let you go and bring. Then he was, I saw some change in him. After 10 minutes, again I called him, Ranganathan, you come and you write the sum on the board. Then he was wondering why this miss is calling me again and again. But I saw a shine in his face. After that, I again asked him, call him by name. By that time, I saw him sitting in a straight manner. He was not just like a mouse as before, but he was very much interested in the class. I saw him sitting straight and he was about to answer any question that I would ask. Again, I called him and I asked him to do a very simple question on the board. He did it and I asked every student to clap for him and everybody clapped. Then I found out that day itself, okay, now he is all right.
Mama, you have been a maths teacher. What made you to teach this difficult subject?
Ananya, I liked mathematics very much. Even from my younger days, when I was in my lower classes, I listened to my teacher very carefully. I do the work in the school itself and I used to teach some students who feel difficult in some mathematics. And that way I encouraged the other students also to listen to the teacher carefully and learn them properly. And by that way, when I grew up, I wanted to become a maths teacher only. That's why I took in BSc, I took my mathematics as my main subject and I became a teacher as I wished. I am very happy that I am a maths teacher. Okay, need not afraid of mathematics.
Mama, that was amazing. Even our teachers are very friendly towards us. Mama, but still I need some guidelines to make math easier for me.
Of course, I will do. First of all, when you go into a class, you have to remember all those things which you have already read in the previous classes. That is the basic things. If the basic is strong, the building will also be strong. So you should remember all those basic ideas of mathematics to become a successful student in this year. For that, what you have to do is listen to the teacher carefully, have your concentration in the class only, recall what the teacher says to you, and then work out yourself. Do and you will find out the answer. That gives you a very high happiness. If you do it, you will be happy. There is no happiness in copying from others' notebooks. Is it not so?
Yeah.
Therefore, what you have to do is you have to do the problems yourself. And then you should have a willpower that maths is so easy. I understand it very well. I will do wonders in mathematics. With that idea, you can have an interest in mathematics and you can do well. I hope you will do well. All the best.
Thank you, Mama.
Mathematical concepts are fundamental and are applied in almost all areas such as medicine, engineering, biotechnology, electronics, physics and chemistry, history and geography, agriculture, astronomy, music and art, and in day-to-day life, etc. Let's discuss a few of them now. Mathematics in medicine. All representations such as age, height, weight, temperature, heart rate, calorie intake, nutritive value, blood sugar, blood pressure, urine output, etc. are all denoted in numbers. Doctors do drug dosage calculations in milligram or milliliter relative to a patient's weight in kilogram or pounds. Application of ratios and proportions. To study BMI, ECG, doctors use graphical tools. In a CAT scan, the X-ray machine moves around the body, scanning the body part from hundreds of different angles. Then a computer takes all the scans together and creates a three-dimensional image. Angles play a very important role in physiotherapy and orthopedics. Maths in engineering. Mathematics is applied in automobile engineering, electrical engineering, chemical engineering, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, aviation engineering, environmental engineering. Aerospace engineers use equations to measure how much rocket fuel would be needed to make a trip to the moon. Environmental engineers use math to simulate the effects of a flood on a community food supply. Civil engineers analyze earthquake simulations to develop safer buildings. Chemical engineers use calculus to model the atomic structure of elements. Computer engineers use algebra to model electronic data within an operating system. Audio engineers use trigonometry to model sound waves. These models are used by engineers to communicate with scientists in other disciplines and illustrate concepts for clients. Mechanical engineer. Geometry is used to calculate the movements needed for a machine to do its job. Algebra is used to determine the size and weight ratios for each part of the machine. Calculus is used to determine how much work a machine can do efficiently without breaking down. Civil, mechanical, industrial, aerospace, and electrical engineering all use math for designing machines. Mathematics in agriculture. Mathematics is directly applied in measuring many aspects in agriculture like measurement of land, average investment and average return, production per unit area and cost of labor, time and work, seed rate and manure rate, measuring of soil fertility, estimating crop yield, calculating costs and profits, conversion of units and measurement of area. Agriculturists also use numbers to grade and describe seeds. Math in soil analysis. Knowledge of mathematics is very important for the analysis of soil. It is required to measure the moisture and the acidity of the soil. These measurements will allow the farmer to decide what kinds of crop he can grow in his field and even what kind of fertilizer he should use. Farmers use math when applying chemicals and fertilizers to the soil. They need to measure how fertile the soil is, how much fertilizer is required, and how much it will cost. Maths around us. Applications of maths in day-to-day life. Mean median mode. The average age of students in a class gives the concept of mean. A shopkeeper keeps more stock of a particular brand of pen which has more sales. Here the concept of mode applies. If 15 people of different heights are standing height-wise, then the middle man's height is the median height. Geometry is used in the measurement of land, doors, cloth, carpets, buildings, etc. Profit or loss is applied in shops, businesses, etc. Ratios and proportions is applied in food industry, at home in cooking, in chemical factories, etc. Fractions is applied in buying vegetables and fruits and cutting them, etc. And finally, I would like to conclude that without mathematics, there's nothing you can do. Everything around you is mathematics. Everything around you is numbers. Thank you for your attention.